What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is PainUser, joined alongside my colleague sycknesS, and we are bringing you guys another set from the Blizzard WCS European Championships. And this is going to be between FXO's Baby Knight and LiquidRet. In the bottom right-hand corner of Ohana, we have our blue Protoss player, FXO's Baby Knight. And across the desert in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent, the one, the only. Follow him on Twitter if you haven't, at LiquidRet, our red Zerg. That's Ret.
That is Ret.
That's Ret.
The Ret, guys, don't forget. Hey guys,
You're
hello.
a poet and you don't even know it.
Oh man, it's getting late over here. But this is the upper bracket round 3, and yes, it's the first game.
It is indeed. And Pylon at the bottom of the natural here, so it looks like we are going to see some sort of a Forge fast expand here. Let's see how many probes he decides to chrono out here. Going to go for the block at the natural after he gets in there and scouts a little bit. Probably going to see a 14 pool out of red that's just standard fare, especially on this map. There's a very, very powerful cannon cheese you can do behind the mineral line on Ohana that makes it very difficult. I mean, if you go hatch first on this map, you're pretty much going to lose.
Yeah, that's generally
Can
how
be
it
said
is
on a
in
lot of
most
maps.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hatch first is very risky, you know.
Oh.
Pool first, almost gets to that pro, but look, he really doesn't like this one drone.
Yeah, Baby Knight getting a little frisky there with his
Baby Knight, whoa
his
there,
probe.
baby, hey.
He's running out. And is that hatch going to get up? No, he doesn't have enough minerals just yet. Baby Knight trying so hard to keep that probe alive this time around.
Let's see if he drops the pylon here to block that, or if he's just gonna, skedaddle out.
Well, I don't know if he has enough hit points to actually get the pylon block off, so
okay.
Ret going to be able to get that hatchery up at the natural, and that always feels great as a Zerg player. I don't care what anybody says. If you can get that hatchery up at your natural, start connecting the creep, you don't have to worry about that early zealot pressure at the third. It's so much closer, so much easier to defend. It just gives you a lot of peace of mind as a Zerg player.
Right, he dropped it about right when he was at 300 minerals as well, but he did actually have to make a couple extra drones. I think he built that on 16. But nonetheless, Baby Knight didn't do the greatest job blocking, and Baby Knight also, he did do Nexus first.
Because he can do that.
Because why not?
And following that up with a Forge and a Gateway at the front. Not opting for the full wall off, still leaving a little bit of space there. And probably gonna, he may choose to full wall it with the Cybercore, but I doubt it just by the arrangement of things thus far. Gonna go ahead and get that Cybernetics core somewhere in the back, or no, is he gonna go for the full wall? Let's get a scout on the third here.
Yeah, he does see the third there. The full wall, he's just got a probe in there to block it, make sure he doesn't get any later on guys.
I gotta wait for the gateway to go up before we see where he decides to put that Cybernetics core. But some players do like to go for that full wall on this map and then work their way towards the third with those rocks, and then that's really the only approach that they have. I actually like the full wall on this map from Protoss players. I think it's pretty safe, and it also shuts down the possibility of that dual-pronged harass in the mid-game where the Zerg can hit your front ramp, then hit your third, deny your third. Basically, my point is if your third gets denied on this map as a Protoss player, it's very, very difficult to win from there.
Right. Very true. And he is hanging out on 2 guys, because let's see when he takes his third and fourth. That'll tell us what kind of tech is going to be going. It's not going to be anytime real soon.
Not only 2 gases, it looked like 2 probes on each gas as well, so.
That is true. Good catch there, Mr. Boozer.
Yeah, so he is conserving his gas quite a bit here, which could mean he's going for some sort of an early gateway timing push here. He does have +1 on the way. He is chronoing his warp gate research just a little bit there. 2 chronos have gone down on it thus far. He is going to get a stalker out here to clear some of these overlords out, deny a little bit of scouting, and I like how he put the cannon just in range of the rocks at the third, so he can start to work that down. But third and fourth gas is coming down here, so no kind of super, super aggressive early gateway play, or he could be dropping those to fake Ret out, because he still isn't mining.
He's not mining. He still only has 2 probes on each of these assimilators, and I think that might actually, no. Well, now he's harvesting from 2 and 2, so he's going with the, it is a little bit more efficient when you're harvesting just from 2, so he's worked that into his build, I'm sure. Very fine-tuned build, looks like, coming out from Baby Knight.
Yeah, he is managing his gas quite well, his
Right.
resources as well.
Red's up to 3 base. He's got the drones here already. He's got a healthy drone lead here too. It's pretty standard though for a ZVP.
When you play the game of drones, you play to win if you're Red.
Oh yeah, Red loves those drones.
He certainly does. And this pylon looks like it will be shut down before any attempt at aggression can be made. Is he going to decide to warp and zealots? No. Negative. Going to concede that pylon and the positioning there. Microing these stalkers, trying to get a little bit of map control back is Baby Knight. And it looks like he actually might work the exact same spot once over. He will get this Overlord if he decides to. Still no pylon. Still no pylon. We'll have to see what he decides to do here. He does have 4 warp gates already up. And no, he decides to go for the very early third here. So feigning pressure, falling back, and grabbing the third. Now, does he still have 2 probes on each of those gases, or has he switched around?
He's got 3 on all of them now.
Okay.
And again, yeah, he's staying that pressure. You know, he only had two stalkers out there. It looks like he forced Rhett to kind of build an extra army. So it looks like he's probably he's gonna be caught up a little bit in the probe count. So
gotta hold.
I like
third,
that.
Though. Yeah, I like it too.
I think he'll be fine on this third. You know, he doesn't have any speed on his link.
Ooh, and the Link's coming in to try and pick off a few of these sentries here. None go down. Yeah. He did burn all the force fields though.
Could have gotten that one maybe.
Yeah, he could have.
He does have speed, by the way, guys. I am a little slow right now. But anyway, he's got these roaches out here. He's not going to be able to do too much, especially now that Baby K is going to get his Sim City down.
Yeah, I love the Sim City here from Baby K.
That Sim City, you know, it's the most underrated thing in this game. A lot of players won't Sim City too well, but...
Yeah, I was watching you play a ladder game the other day on Ohana where the Protoss player, you were playing Zerg, he basically did the exact same sim here.
Yeah.
With the early third.
So pro probably still out from Baby K.
Yeah, and it's a great sim, and especially if you get that early third, because I feel like now Baby is in a pretty good spot here. I mean, you know, he has good tech. He was able to feign the pressure, get off that early third. Rhett wasn't really able to do any sort of harassment at the third, nor was he able to force a cancel or anything along those lines. We do have a supply block here from Baby Knight, a pretty brutal one at that. It's going to be quite some time before he's able to produce any extra units here, and that really hurts being supply blocked at 86 for this long, this early in the game. It's really going to stunt his production.
And yeah, Red does see pretty much everything except for these 3 extra gates. But it's looking like he's going to be going for Blink Stalker, Baby K that is. And it is also hard to deny that third down here, especially when you have that many sentries and whatnot. You really have to commit to a lot of units and get there before it gets the Sim City up. So it is really risky. Red doesn't usually play in a risky way like that, but nonetheless, this game is looking like it's turning out to be, you know, more or less pretty even here. Red's got his 4th up. He's probably just about to start mining gas here, so he's got that sweet, you know, drone count around 86, and it's looking like he is getting a Spire here too, but he's got 7 Infestors on the way. Yep. No Hive coming yet.
I'd really like to see Rhett start working down those rocks between the third and the natural at this point. It's just nice to get rid of them. If you ever get forced back into your third, you really need that extra avenue for reinforcements. But he's deciding not to do that. We'll see if that comes into play later on here. But Baby K really just sitting back, producing a ton of stalkers here. He's going to have Blink in just a second. He's getting decent upgrades. Rhett working on getting those infestors out now. He's starting to add some spine crawlers here. Is he putting those up in the midfield, or is he putting those up over at his 4th? Looks like over at the 4th. So gonna fortify that area at the top of the ramp, which I really like, and then try and control the midfield with the majority of his army. He also has quite a few Zerglings here in position for a potential counterattack run by, and he is controlling the Zelnaga tower. So as soon as he sees Rhett move out, was that a second layer?
No, that is a Hive.
Oh, that's the Hive coming.
And he did just scout it too. This observer. Sorry, that's a nice play. He just poked in just enough to see that. So he's probably gonna know that there's gonna be some Broodlords coming in. You know, a couple minutes. So
great timing there.
Yeah, and he's got, you know, Red does have Corruptors coming out. He has 8 Infestors, and he's gonna have 8 or 9 Corruptors out too, and it's just gonna be some roaches, you know, absorb some damage. Ling, Infestor with some pretty quick broods. He's gonna have broods morphing here probably within a couple minutes. So
yeah, and we do have Baby K transitioning over to the dual Robo Colossus.
Oh, hello.
And there's that run by I was talking about. Rhett waiting, biding his time. Great job right there, splitting his forces. Gonna hit the third mineral line, the natural mineral line here as well. Tons of probes going down. Those Colossus pop out just in the nick of time here to save the natural. Babyk doing a good job microing to mitigate some of that damage. Only takes 11 probe losses in a situation that I think could have been much worse. Surprised Red didn't actually go to the main with a few of those.
Me too.
Completely open.
I think that was worth it. You know, Red's just trading some lanes for some probes. And never want to get down 10 probes.
He's gonna go for another run by here. It looks like Baby is
I like this run
ready for it though.
He is ready though. He is ready. Might be a little ahead of himself. He's gonna save some of those lanes. I like that he pulled back. And you know, if he just sends these all the way down, well, he might get a couple extra probes here.
Ooh, those probes fighting valiantly for Ire right there.
Nonetheless, he's keeping this army that Babyk, it looked like he was going to push here, but look at these defenses he set up in the meantime.
Yeah, he's keeping him bottled up in his 3 base.
That Greater Spire is almost finished, and if he gets another, if he hits before those broods, though, this could be problems for Ret.
Yeah.
He is maxed out, but you know, Ret is just trying to run him around. He doesn't want him to get, he doesn't want his 4th base to get dropped before he has those broods.
Yeah, definitely. It's so important for Ret right now just to buy time. He's been doing a good job of that thus far, but this push in offensive pylon as well, allowing for those reinforcements. He's at 198 now. He is maxed out, and his army supply, I think, is higher. Offensive blink going up onto the high ground there. No brood lords to speak of. The Colossus do start getting picked off here by the Corruptors. 1, 2, 3 Colossus have gone down. 4th looks like it will go down here, but the Stalker's doing so much damage. Excellent force fields, Guardian Shield throughout this whole fight. Is he going to be able to hold on? I think Ret might just have enough.
Oh, it's so close here. Good usage of those investors, though, and he's saving his energy. He doesn't want to use it too quick, you know?
Ooh.
Wow, that was
a great hold.
That was a great hold indeed. Those spines over here doing some work. He's got more over here, I like it.
Ooh, and Babyk trying to switch it up and work over towards the 4th here, running into those spine crawlers. But he's still doing a ton of damage here. He keeps that Colossus alive. Ret does have reinforcement units popping out in just a bit here, but is it going to be enough? That Colossus finally goes down, and if Ret cleans this up, he'll be in a fairly good spot, but does he have enough to clean it up?
Whoa, look at that.
Whoa, hey!
Hey, guys.
Looks like we had a run by over at the 3rd.
Oh, yeah, he got a lot of workers there, probably around 20 or so. Sorry about that, did not see that. I was posting this attack over here, but
it's just too sneaky, man.
That is too sneaky for me, and I can see the whole map. I mean, holy crap. Alright, let's see here, though. It's looking like Babyk is going to take out this 4th, though.
I still think that puts Ret in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, he almost gets this Nexus. He kills, again, he's up to 34 workers killed.
And you can rest, income. You can rest assured Ret's going to try and sneak his way back and pick off that Nexus at some point.
Oh, yeah. I believe that is true. And honestly, this is he needs the SimCity a little bit better here, I think, you know? He should have a smaller gap here, so, you know, leave a couple units behind, be alright. But he doesn't. So that actually just bit him in the booty pretty hard. But Babyk still has a pretty potent army here.
Potent indeed. Still pumping those dual Robo Colossus. The Corruptors are doing a very good job at cleaning up those Colossus. Every time they engage, his Colossus count just gets reduced to 0. So he's been losing a lot of invested money in those Colossus. But then again, you know, he's doing damage as well. Offensive pylon does get canceled right there. So nice job by Ret. You know, those offensive pylons are just so important to work down. Otherwise, obviously, you know, you've got a bunch of gateways in your face. And here we have Ret just scrambling to produce enough units to hold on here. This is going to be such an important hold for him. Can he do it?
Got good concave, but these force fields are even better. He's only fighting right here, and it's looking like he's going to be able to take down these Colossus with these Corruptors. He's looking actually pretty good right here.
Yeah, he really is. Roaches do a pretty good job against Stalkers in these small number conflicts. They do a lot of damage. Great blink micro here from Baby, though. Just doing a ton of damage with these blink stalkers. Left and right, Roach is getting picked off. It's a Roach graveyard right there. Look at all the bloodshed. And he's still maintaining his stalker count, pushing through towards the 3rd. Ret scrambling to get enough. Nice force shields go down once again. I think Ret might have enough, though, pulling drones this time around. Pulling all of his drones from the 3rd and the natural.
Oh my goodness.
Corrupting what he can, but the offensive pylon has gone up, and he's warping in additional stalkers here. And look at the upgrades on the stalkers. I believe they're 3-1 at this point.
Yes, they are.
So he does have an upgrade advantage here. Rhett scrambling to hold on, dropping infested Terrans, using all the energy he has, but I just don't know if he has enough.
Yeah, he's hit almost a critical mass here with these stalkers. On the next warp in too, I mean, look at that.
An excellent blink micro, man.
Yeah, oh, his micro's been fantastic. There was a point there where he almost got held by Red, but it's looking like he's going to roll in, kill his third. I mean, wow.
Looking Red too from here, really. I mean, if he could have held off this attack, I think he would have been in a stellar position. But as is, the blink micro from BabyK, he's keeping all those low stalkers, recycling them, getting their shields back up. He is surrounded here, but there just aren't enough lings. There isn't enough DPS from Rhett, and it looks like BabyK might be able to take game one here, and he does. GG.
Wow, that was intense. I did like that run by. He almost got the Nexus there too. That would have been a huge game changer.
Yeah, it really would have. But even just getting those 34 probes was huge too. I think.
Oh, indeed.
I think once he got those 34 probes, I think it would have been in Rhett's best interest to just go 100% defensive, concede the fourth in its entirety, and get all those spines up in between the natural and the third, and try and make some sort of an Alamo last stand. Because you've got to assume, you know, after a Protoss player loses an entire mineral line worth of probes, he's going to come, he's going to hit you hard. And, you know, the Corruptors didn't really play a big factor. I don't know if he had any up at the end there, but he still had 6. I don't know where they were just kind of floating around. But once the Corruptors had killed those Colossus on the initial engagement, that was just a lot of supply and money tied up into Corruptors that really weren't doing anything, and then he just made that switch to all Blink Stalkers,
right,
and just microed his pants off. And
he could have held there if he had some Broodlords with that spine.
That was it.
And also, he tried to flank. I mean, I liked his concave. You know, he had units all up here when he was getting attacked in from here from the Protoss. He did get like a little a unit of some roaches and some Blinks picked off here for free though, and that could have, you know, it got down to, you know, he only had what, 6 or so stalkers left.
Yeah, that was super close.
That little army over here could have been the decider. But anyway, we're gonna go into game number 2 here pretty soon. So thanks for watching, guys.
Don't go anywhere.